You absolutely have to visit Antigua, is what every traveler said to us the moment we made plans to visit Guatemala. It is hands down one of the most well-known cities in all of Central America. Antigua, Guatemala is famous for its incredibly well-preserved architecture, colorful streets, delicious coffee, and of course, amazing local food. These are all great reasons to visit, and I haven't even mentioned the fact that Antigua sits next to towering volcanoes. We're Nicole and Miko, and in the last video, we completed a bucket list trip to hike Volcan de Agua, where we had a chance to admire an unforgettable sunrise over the city of Antigua. Now that we got the hard stuff out of the way, it's finally time to relax a bit and explore the city that everyone's been telling us so much about.
Good morning and welcome to the legendary city of Antigua, Guatemala. I am so pumped to be here. We've got an amazing day lined up.
Yeah, we do.
Of all the best things to do that we could squeeze into the next 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 or 9 hours. We've left Evie at home for the day. She's back at our Airbnb, which does mean that we're on a bit of a time limit here because we got to get back in time for her. But there's so much to do in this city. It's almost been hard to choose what we want to fit into this day here. But I think we've got an epic day lined up. I'm super stoked about it.
We are starting our day at the Central Park.
Yeah.
And this is probably where a lot of people would start their exploration of Guatemala or Antigua. Actually in Guatemala as well. Antigua is really one of the best places to start your exploration of the country. And in particular in the city here at the Central Park, because here you can see so many things happening. It's a place where you gather, you regroup and plan how you're gonna tackle this amazing country.
Yeah, city. The Parque Central is right in the middle of the sort of old downtown area of Antigua.
Yeah.
It's surrounded by beautiful buildings that mostly have been turned into something to do with tourism. So lots of little souvenir shops, lots of cafes, lots of restaurants, banks, all of that is accessible right from here. But the park itself is so beautiful. It's really peaceful, really quiet. It's about 9 a.m. right now on a Sunday, so it's actually pretty bustling. There's lots of people out selling stuff. There's a big fountain in the middle of this park that, I mean, it kind of gives Mika and I a bit of a laugh. It's just got a really
We'll show you very, very soon.
Yeah, we'll show you. It's just got a really interesting, what do you call that? Façade?
Façade, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park.
So we're standing in front of the fountain now, and it's definitely a draw, I think.
It looks so innocent from afar, but when you get closer to the fountain, you realize that it's kind of like a PG-13 moment over here.
PG-13, I don't know.
PG-18? 18 plus? What is that? Adults only.
It's just not a fountain I would ever expect to see in Canada.
Yeah, it's graphic.
That's how you know you're in Latin America, you know?
Beautiful though. I'm curious, we don't know like the history behind it. I feel like there's meaning here that we just don't know. So if you do know it, let us know please down in the comments. I'm super curious. Something to know about Antigua before we get too far into exploring this city is that this is a really important place in the history of all of Central America. Antigua was actually the capital city of like a large part of Central America when the Spanish came. The Spanish decided this was going to be the capital city of basically from Costa Rica to the southern end of Mexico. As a result, there was a lot of course, money and resources put into this city, and so it is absolutely beautiful, and you can see so many remnants of that, even though that all started in the 1500s. And what's kind of sad is in 1773 there was a really bad earthquake here, and it really demolished a lot of the town, and so they actually ended up moving the capital city from Antigua to Guatemala City, and most of the people who had been living here left for the most part. But nowadays it is back to being a bustling, beautiful city, and of course it's just absolutely stunning because there was so much effort and time and money put into building this place up. So the architecture is still beautiful, although a lot of it is in ruins. We're going to explore some of that today. There's something going on here. What is going on?
I have no idea what's happening right now, but we're just in front of this, I think this is one of like the major buildings here because it's got so many cool arches.
Yeah.
But parked in front of it is a ton of these like luxury premium sports cars.
Yeah. I see Mustangs.
See Mustangs, maybe not so much luxury on that end, but you know,
I see a lot of Mustangs.
There's lots of like
Ferrari? Maybe I see a Ferrari?
I don't know why they're all parked here. I think there's like an event happening.
It must be some sort of car show or something.
I don't think this is a normal day in Antigua, but I think we came at a perfect day for it.
If we like cars. I don't really care for cars, but anyway.
They're still parking more and more cars here, and everybody now is getting really up close and personal with the cars, taking photos. And they're parked right in front of the Palacio here we go. Capitanes, Palacio de los Capitanes Generales, which is actually one of the most important buildings here in Antigua.
Oh.
It's right beside the Central Park.
Yeah.
And apparently it's where you host the best car shows.
in Antigua. I don't know.
So that's really unique.
Wow. Did not expect to be starting our day with this.
You know, we did drive here, so maybe we should pull up the RAV4 and
Yeah.
just put it right beside the Mustangs and all that.
It'll blend right in. Yeah.
You know, something about walking around Antigua, it makes you feel like you're stepping back in time. Like the streets, the buildings, the colorfulness, the architecture.
Yeah.
It feels like we're winding back the clock. I don't know, centuries.
Yeah.
It seems like a different world. However, you could still find like a Subway, like a Dunkin' Donuts. You can still find any of those, let's call them present day
Yeah.
amenities
Yeah.
here if you want.
The comforts that we're used to, they all exist here amongst the very 200 years ago architecture.
Yeah, I don't think there was a Subway here when it was considered almost the capital of the Central
Yeah,
Americas. I
don't
don't think the Subway was there, but maybe we'll have to fact check that.
We are at the famous Santa Catalina Arches.
Yeah.
This is like the shot that you see about Antigua. If you Googled Antigua online, this arch is actually the picture that's gonna come up. And it's actually got kind of a cool story to it. So the reason that the arch exists here is because there's a hidden stairwell in it, or pathway in it. I guess it was built originally for the nuns who lived in a convent here. So the convent was on one side and the school was on the other, but the nuns taught in the school, and they had taken an oath of, I forget what it's called, but basically they weren't allowed to be seen by any of the public. So in order to allow them to get from their convent where they lived to the school, they had to build this archway, and they would walk through here and not be seen at all by the public. And this arch has lived through all of the earthquakes that have hit Antigua. So it's been here for a really long time, and it's a really important monument now in the city.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought that the arches were a lot bigger in the photos than they are in real life. When you come up to it, it just kind of spans over a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, and I guess the clock at the top was added in the 1800s or something, so I don't think that part's original.
Yeah.
But I think the rest has been here for a few hundred years. I want to go on the other side, because I've heard that if you go to the other side, you can get a really cool view of Volcan de Agua, which is right in front of us.
It's so nice and cool here because it's so hot. So
I cannot believe how hot it is.
we're under the arches.
It's just one arch singular.
One arch. Yeah.
One arch.
Why do they call it Santa Catalina?
Because the Santa Catalina was one of the convents that was here. One of the
I see.
there was one of the groups of nuns lived.
Pretty cool. Cool arch. Nice little shade for a little. Now it's so hot.
Did I say convents? I meant convent. One of the convents.
Beautiful arch. Beautiful.
So definitely one of the coolest things about Antigua is that it is surrounded by volcanoes. So this is Volcan de Agua. I think in a second the clouds are going to clear and you're getting a really nice view of it right through the arches. But the volcanoes surrounding this area is definitely what makes this space so special. And when you're here on clear days, it is stunning. What is happening?
Oh my gosh. What is going on today? There's so many things happening.
I feel like we just saw Miss Guatemala or something.
Yeah. What a cool parade to go under the arches with it. That'd be so cool.
I feel like we accidentally chose the best day to come and film Antigua. This is Parque la Merced. I think it's named for the church that's right here. This is a beautiful, beautiful church we're right next to. And I guess there's a park right in front of it. They have some street food. I am actually pretty hungry. I might get a snack.
I don't know why. I thought we were gonna go through this day a lot faster, but so many cool things have been happening this morning that makes us want to stop and take photos and videos that we're getting hungrier way faster than expected. So hopefully Nicole finds something good to eat before we continue on into this church, because we're gonna need this energy for a lot more walking ahead.
What do you want? This lady has lots of cool stuff, but it's like deep fried empanadas. I don't know if I'm in for deep fried stuff. This is like a banana chocolate something she said. And then they also do tostadas, so she called them a tostada sandwich. It looks good, I just don't know if I don't eat that much food. Gracias. So we got tostada, which is like a hard nacho, big nacho, with beans, chicken. I think there's some cheese in there. I thought I asked for avocado, but I don't think that's here. And cilantro. It looks so good. Nico got one too. Well, this is amazing. What a great choice. This is a perfect amount of food. It's quite the snack, but delicious.
Okay, now we're armed with our Guatemalan street food. First time ever. I gotta say, I'm really excited for Guatemalan food. You know, it's already very different from Mexican food. Some similarities, but a lot of differences, and I'm really excited to see what the full range is because I think it's very different. Very unique.
We have plans to do a whole Guatemalan food tour video.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming in a little while.
So much chicken.
Like so much chicken.
The beans are so good too.
Just at the end of the street with the arches, there's this big, beautiful yellow church, which is another part of like the iconic parts of Antigua. And it's called La Merced Church. I don't know too much about it, except that I do know that it was built right before the earthquake happened in 1773. And it actually is one of the few buildings that withstood the earthquake. So it's actually been here since that time.
So I don't know if this is actually going into the roof of the church, but we have to pay 20 quetzales each, and that allows us to go inside and see more things. So, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. We'll just follow the crowd.
Cambio.
Do you need change?
Of course.
How much did you give her?
Qué alegre. Hoy todos me quieren dejar el cambio. Ah, es un buen día. Adelante.
Muchas gracias. Oh my goodness.
I almost forgot to get the change.
How much did you almost pay for us to get in
I almost paid 100, maybe like 5 times more than I needed to. But hey, this is pretty cool. I think we get access to this cool courtyard.
Wow. I'm really missing Evie today. I hate that she's not with us, but we can't do stuff like this with her, which is why we left her at home, and it's really hard to be without her, but it is really cool to be able to come here. When we were flying the drone earlier, we could see that we could like get onto the top of this church.
Yeah.
So we were eager to try and do that.
Holy smoke, it's bright.
Right,
I gotta just change the...
Oh wait, he said don't climb on the domes.
Oh,
I think
don't
these
climb
are
on the domes.
domes.
Okay, that's the dome. It's like 5 seconds into the roof and we're already breaking the rules.
What a cool vantage point of the city.
Yeah.
This city is so beautiful because the surroundings are just so lush and green. Like, there is nothing quite like it.
Well, we're surrounded by green hills and massive volcanoes. Look at that volcano.
I know. I think that's Volcan de Agua again. So cool. Antigua just like takes your breath away, man.
So there's the arch, and then there's Volcan Agua.
Volcan de Agua. If I'm being honest, I wasn't sure it was gonna be worth it to like come up here. I just wasn't really sure what we were gonna see. This is totally worth it. This is a cool view, man.
I gotta say though, Antigua is probably one of the most picturesque, most beautiful cities we've ever visited.
Yeah. I see why people like chose it as the capital. If nothing else, than for its beauty. Stunning here.
It's not just like the architecture.
No.
But it's just the surrounding landscape.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Plus, it's cool to say that you're surrounded by volcanoes all the time.
And also terrifying.
And also terrifying. Until something happens, then maybe that's not as fun. But
yeah.
Nicole is waiting for the cloud on top of the volcano to subside, to move away so that she can take a nice photo.
I came all this way. I might as well get the picture.
How many times in your life are you waiting for a cloud to move off a mountain to take a nice photo, hey?
3 times today. Something Guatemala is really well known for is its amazing coffee scene. So I guess coffee grows really, really well here in Guatemala because of the environment. And Antigua here is actually extra special because they've got something to do with the volcanoes, and the earth from the volcanoes makes the growing scene even better here. So I think as a result of that, there are so many cafes in Antigua. Like, you cannot miss just how many cafes there are around every corner here. So the next stop, obviously, because Miko and I love coffee, is a cafe.
Hola. Gracias. So totally unplanned, we found a place called Rainbow Cafe. To be honest, we've actually passed by this cafe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of adjusting the camera here. We've passed by this cafe like
Quite a few times.
Yeah, and every time I look inside, it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've actually walked inside to see the inside courtyard, and it is beautiful in here. This totally has like a vibe of reading,
yeah,
drinking coffee
yeah,
or tea.
like relaxing, meeting up with friends, or just taking time to yourself. Cafe culture here is impressive.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Because there's such a great coffee scene here in Antigua, it also means there's a great digital nomad scene. And how could you not be out here working when there's such beautiful cafes? And we've also noticed there's lots of co-working spaces around the city as well. And that's something that we've been doing more and more often ever since getting here, is that we'd be going out to cafes and doing a little bit of work.
Just to get a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And there's so many cool options here, right? So we like the change of scenery. We like to take our stuff and just go to a cafe for a little while. And something that we always take with us when we do that is our Omni charger. You guys might have heard us talk about Omni charge in the past because we have been using their power hubs for a couple of years now. But today we're super excited because we're actually partnering with them for this video to tell you about their brand new Omni 30C Plus.
So normally when we're at a cafe, we're working, this guy is powering up all of our laptops or computers.
Yeah.
But today, since we're vlogging, we're just gonna use it to recharge the drone because I've already been using it a lot recently.
Maybe some camera batteries.
But yeah, really quickly, this Omni 30C Plus is amazing. It's got 2 USB-A ports, it's got 2 USB-C ports, a DC port, and also a digital display. Plus, Nicole's favorite, on top is
3 wireless chargers. So what I use this for is my phone, my watch, and my earbuds, and I can put all 3 of them here and charge them all simultaneously. So I love that at cafes because I can just charge everything at the same time and even plug in the computer.
If you are working while you're traveling or you're a digital nomad and want to pick yourself up one of these Omni 30C Plus, check out our link down in the description below. If you use that link, you'll also get a free bundle.
Yeah,
I think.
You'll get an upgrade bundle worth like more than $100. So we highly recommend that you use the link if you do want to get your hands on one of these guys.
So we're gonna charge the drone, charge the cameras, charge ourselves with some nice Guatemalan coffee before hitting more of Antigua.
Volcan de Agua, my favorite volcano. I have a favorite volcano.
It's pretty nice volcano. But it's not as Okay, I think we've officially made it inside the Mercado Municipal.
Wow. It's kind of a maze to get in here, to be honest.
Yeah, it was actually really hard to find. It was behind, like a block behind a whole bunch of other stores.
Yeah, hard to find the entrance.
I'm not gonna lie, it also smells so good.
It smells like barbecue.
It smells like a barbecue chicken or barbecue.
This guy's
oh my god. Oh yeah,
this
this guy is
Wow.
right there. That's the barbecue I'm smelling. So we actually do have a bit of a goal with the market.
Yeah.
We do want to get some warmer clothing because it's actually, contrary to what you're seeing today, it's actually rainy season here in Guatemala. And some days when the sun isn't out, it's actually so cold.
It's been really chilly, like specifically at our Airbnb. So we need some warmer clothes.
Although,
I don't know where we are now.
I'm kind of lost.
We're in the shoe section, I think.
Holy, and look where this goes. Maybe let's go down this way.
Yeah, let's go this way.
I can't remember, but I have to watch the video again, but I swear we've made 2 right turns already, which means we're pretty much going in a circle.
Yeah, we definitely are going back
That's
where
just
we came.
that's just how it goes in the market. Maybe this way? Okay, we've already passed this place twice, and it smells so good, so I gotta try it. Hola, buenos dias, buenos dias.
Nico's salivating. I can't stop him from eating here. Now, how do we order though?
Yeah,
That
I
is
don't
the
really know how
question.
to order. I have no idea how to order.
There's definitely not a menu. So we're just gonna have to wing this.
Buenas tardes. ¿Puede tener 2 carne asada con arroz? Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure we ordered.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure.
We just kind of sat down
so
and
good.
waited for somebody to look at us. This is what happens when you can't speak
I know.
Spanish.
We're working on it. We're working on
We
it.
are. But I ordered in Spanish.
Yeah, you
Sí, gracias.
Yum. So we got carne asada, which I think is basically just like barbecue beef. And then there's rice, fries, and guacamole in here. It looks so good. It smells so good. Delicious. I'm gonna add sauce, but that is dang good.
The rice is so good. Gracias. Oh,
This is for the for the guacamole.
some tortillas. Love Guatemalan food. Complete meal right there. I gotta say, this place is super local. People are just darting in and out, throwing orders, taking orders. Lots of things are happening. We're generally confused.
And we definitely stand out.
Definitely stand out. Oh, this barbecue meat.
It's good, eh?
Smell it the moment we walked in to this building. It's so good. Yeah. Gracias! Wow, that was really good.
Unexpectedly a delicious stop.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
completely unplanned.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the places that I'm proud of us for going to. It's just like so local. There's no menu. There's nothing written down. We just show up, ask people what is that you're eating, and then order that thing. I mean, really wing it. And I feel like when we first started traveling, moments like that were really hard, you know, like to be confident in those moments. But now we're just like, okay, let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
And I'm glad because we get to do awesome things like have awesome food like that.
As long as you can say, what is this? And how much is it? You're golden.
We're usually fine.
We're golden.
Wow.
Okay, so time to actually see more of the market.
Now that we're full, let's shop.
I feel like we haven't really seen much of it.
It's definitely the kind of market where you can get absolutely anything, and I think you gotta know your way around, because otherwise it's just a maze.
You know, it's times like this where when you travel, it's really good to have a sense of direction. Like generally, you know you're facing north or south or east or west. I'm just gonna say that
You could just be like me and have a husband who knows how to do all that.
I
have no sense of direction.
I was gonna say that it's always good to have at least one person in the couple travelers group that knows that has that sense of direction. And I wasn't gonna name names.
We all know one. Everyone knows.
But anyways, we made it out.
Okay, wait, there's more clothes here. Maybe we can find what we need.
Okay.
Found sweatpants. The nice thing about Guatemalan women is they're short like me. So I'm pretty sure we're at like a secondhand shop, if I'm being honest. So we need to give these guys a wash, but I mean, that looks like it would fit. And it looks warm. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Oh man, I will say one of the huge perks of traveling with a vehicle is that Miko and I now get to own big things like sweatpants, which was 100% not possible when we were like hopping on flights every few weeks. It's pretty nice. We're on our way to a final stop, and we came to a park called La Union Parque? Or that. We've actually been here before. It's a grassy area that we've taken the dog to come out and like do her business. But I realized in doing some research about Antigua that this is actually where the women back in the day would come and do their household laundry. So to come here, and each of these little sinks here would be used for a different family to come and sit and do their laundry week after week. Yeah, do the clothing.
Pretty cool.
I thought it was kind of neat. What a beautiful scene to do your laundry.
View, yeah. See volcanoes in distance while you do your laundry.
Right? We have chosen a super peaceful spot for the last stop of our day. We're at Santa Clara Convent. It is, or convent, I always say that word wrong. It is actually in ruins. So something that's really interesting about Antigua is that because there was such a devastating earthquake in 1773, tons of buildings were destroyed. And then because the city was actually basically moved to what is now Guatemala City, a lot of this was preserved. Like so much of this place was just left here and not touched for a few hundred years until more people moved back to Antigua. So after that, it was dubbed a World Heritage Site, and so many of these incredible places that of course existed hundreds of years ago and are now in ruins, they're still here. And they've been preserved because of UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I think it's so cool. We came specifically to Santa Clara Convent because this is supposed to be one of the most beautiful ruins here in Antigua. And so far, it is stunning.
Yeah, you were saying earlier that if you had to visit one set of ruins in Antigua, you should visit this one.
That's what I read online. That's why we're here.
Haven't seen any other ruins today, but so far, this is pretty good. Yeah, I feel like we're exploring.
We are. This is so... Whoa. I don't really know much about convents, but what I understand is that the nuns lived here and they were never seen by the public, these nuns. So they did everything here. They worked here, they cooked here, they ate here, they fully lived here. They had like homes here, like little rooms here that they lived in.
Lots of birds in here.
Wow, this place is so cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I underestimated this place.
Right?
It looked kind of boring from the outside, just a bunch of stone walls. And I know it was ruins, but I didn't really know what that meant. But this is
very cool.
This is very cool.
This has been an absolutely incredible day of exploring Antigua. We hope you guys have enjoyed coming around with us. It is time for us to get back home to Evie now. So we're gonna leave you guys here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do that.
We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching.
So we got clothing on one side,
This
speakers and TVs on the other, and blenders.
Blenders, irons.
Irons.
And I saw like souvenir-y stuff. Yeah, but this is like.
Oh yeah, we're back at the
the DJ booth? No.
the AV
DJ booth's
concert place. Oh, we got a whole group of people, a whole group of Guatemalan guys listening to the game and just staring at Dakota as we walk past there.
Probably because they're like, I've already been here.
Buenas tardes a cada uno de ustedes. Es un gusto compartir nuevamente.